What's up, Friday Night Funkiners? Do you know the nearly 10 characters that are confirmed for the full FNF game? What about the nearly 10 more that have solid evidence towards their inclusion? Well, let's break these characters down between 4 categories: 100%, 75%, 50%, and 25%. Ooh, spooky. Alright, our journey starts with the 100% confirmed characters. Also, insane shout out to Avergoat for finding, like, all of the evidence in this video. This would not have been possible without him, so thank you so much, man. Okay, first up are the following: Hank from Madness Combat, Cassette Girl, an original character by Softdon on Newgrounds, and Ritz the Rat from the Newgrounds game Ritz, which was also made by some of the original FNF team. These 3 characters were famously confirmed in FNF's first teaser trailer back in November of 2021. So these have been a given for a long time. But let's move on to more recent confirmations, including Darnell from Pico's school on Newgrounds, Nene from Pico's school, and Cassandra from Pico's school. As for Darnell and Nene, they were infamously leaked back in mid-2022. This was due to a leftover test build of Friday Night Funkin being found on the internet. FNF's animator, Phantom Arcade, also confirmed that these characters were real in his Twitch livestream. As for Cassandra, she was also confirmed by Phantom Arcade, but in an earlier clip back in 2021 that not as many people know about.
I think Cassandra is a ways off. Cassandra's a ways off, but I'm constantly like envisioning the level and what it'll be like. And I'm not afraid to say it, because that should just be obvious.
That leaves us with the final 100% pack, or what I like to call 100% limbo. Let me explain. 3 of these are originally designed FNF characters known as the Stalker Girls. They were found within unused files of Friday Night Funkin back in early 2021. When these were found, a lot of people made mods out of this art. But when FNF's animator, Phantom Arcade, found out about these mods, he wasn't really that keen on people tracing his art and using his characters. When he was asked about the Stalker Girls in a Reddit AMA back in 2021, he said he was unsure of what to do with them after people have used them so much. Later on in 2022, he brought them up again on his livestream.
Okay, and I've said this in the past, I really don't like stuff being traced if it's like unreleased. Like even a while ago, like those 2 like girl designs I was doing that got traced and put in like a ton of mods. I mean, I just had to totally scrap those designs and all the elements of them because it's like great.
This could mean they're either scrapped, or he's just remaking all their designs. That's pretty much why I consider them in 100% limbo. As for the final mysterious character, well, it's the opponent for Week 8. That's right, Week 8 won't feature the leaked characters of Darnell and Nene, but rather a completely original character to the Friday Night Funkin' story. FNF's main programmer, Ninjamuffin, confirmed this in a 4chan Q&A back in 2022, and we'll likely be seeing a good amount of original characters in the FNF story. While Friday Night Funkin' is a game that celebrates the Newgrounds spirit and website, it's also a game that the devs want to make with their own story and iconic characters that we've grown to love throughout the past few years. Also, you might have seen Tricky the Clown on the thumbnail. If there were to be one character that isn't confirmed but is essentially a lock, I feel it's Tricky from Madness Combat. I mean, having Hank in Friday Night Funkin' but not Tricky is like having Shaggy without Scooby-Doo! Not to mention that Tricky is the most downloaded FNF mod of all time, but regardless, we'll get to more of that later. For now, let's delve into the 75% category. Alright, now, 75% may be a bit generous, but all of these characters have notable evidence, as well as having ties to the Newgrounds website. This includes Isaac, from The Binding of Isaac. A user asked the creator of Isaac, Edmund McMillan, if he'd be up for Isaac appearing in FNF. And, I mean, Edmund flat out said, yeah, that sounds cool. Edmund also included boyfriend and girlfriend in his own licensed card game based on The Binding of Isaac. Furthermore, in general, the FNF devs and Edmund McMillan have positively interacted with each other on Twitter many times before. But this leads us into our next heavy candidate, which is a character from Ed's World. If we hop back on Twitter, the official Ed's World account has been seen supporting FNF multiple times. This includes them backing the official FNF Kickstarter, along with them saying that, quote, we'll see you on the rap battlefield, quote. But the account also posted a tweet saying, quote, we never knew our characters were so good at rapping. Hashtag Ed's World, hashtag FNF. This could be referencing the countless FNF mods of Ed's World, but it could also hint towards their inclusion in FNF itself. But that leads us with two more characters from the popular Newgrounds artists, Oni NG and Spaz Kid. For context, a quote leak from 2021 said that Oni NG's character, Leo and Satan, and Spaz Kid's character, Smash Girl, are confirmed. What gives this leak some credit is that the leaker predicted the official Nendoroid boyfriend figure a full year before it came out. Furthermore, the leaker also showcased a sketch of Cassette Girl, which was confirmed to be real a full year later as well. Anyways, Oni NG, Spaz Kid, and Phantom Arcade have either collaborated or appeared on each other's channels in the past. So, I mean, you could say that they're pretty familiar with one another. And with that, we enter the 50% territory. These characters also have ties to Newgrounds, but they're pretty much a coin flip. Such as Henry Stickmin from the Henry Stickmin series. FNF's main programmer, Ninjamuffin, outright said Henry Stickmin has a 50-50 shot in a Reddit AMA back in 2021. So that's some pretty easy evidence. Which leads us into another popular Newgrounds mascot, known as Alien Hominid. In another Reddit AMA back in August of 2022, Ninjamuffin outright said they want him in the game. It would just be a matter of contacting Alien Hominid's company and hopefully getting the green light. Alright, so remember Oni NG and Spaz Kid? Well, those two, alongside other Newgrounds superstars, are making a game called Nightmare Cops. Phantom Arcade has been helping with some of their art, and we've actually seen a cameo of these characters in the Week 5 background of Friday Night Funkin. Phantom Arcade has some close connections to those working on Nightmare Cops, and one of the game's developers outright said that we'll be seeing more of them inside FNF. But that brings us to our last slot in the 50% category, which is literally any other Newgrounds mascot. FNF is confirmed to have over 60 plus weeks after reaching the Kickstarter goals, so alongside seeing more original story characters, we'll also be seeing more Newgrounds representation. However, the ones on this list are the characters that have the most evidence going for them. Okay, but let's spice some things up a bit. Let's delve into the trenches of the 25% category. Disclaimer, these four characters are mostly educated guesses from myself that I made at like 4 a.m. rather than Avergoat's stellar evidence. So if any of these are too spicy, please flame me instead of him. Anyways, first up is a mod character. I mean, come on, it's on all of our minds. Alright, now granted, the FNF devs have refrained from wanting to include mod characters in the base game, and it's also important to note that in the full FNF game, a quote mod portal will be made, making it easier than ever to download mods directly into FNF. But say the developers chose just one mod character. After all, the community wouldn't be the same without the incredible creations people have made, and with that, drawing immense attention and success to FNF. A valid contender would be an OG mod like Witty, but if we're being realistic, the FNF devs would probably choose a mod that resembles the Newgrounds spirit from a mod like 7 Quid, which includes a lot of original characters with the Newgrounds spirit. Anyways, say you're totally on the anti-mod train and you don't want any mod characters in the base game. Well, stay towards the end. I may have a surprise for you. Alright, on to a long time speculated character, Hatsune Miku, also known as the holographic, virtual reality-like celebrity singer from Japan. The FNF devs have expressed wanting her in the game as far back as early 2021, and she even has a cameo in the Week 5 background of Friday Night Funkin'. But don't tell her company that. Hatsune Miku's musical rhythm games fit the general vibe of FNF, so it would ultimately come down to budget. The FNF devs may have $2 million from their Kickstarter campaign, but after all development fees, it would still be some straight up wizard magic if they can somehow contact and license Hatsune Miku into Friday Night Funkin' itself. Okay, but this next pick is pure personal bias, but I still think it's an important choice. And that's Egoraptor, or some may know him more as Aaron Hansen from the YouTube channel Game Grumps. Egoraptor was one, if not the most well-known Newgrounds king of the internet's early days. His animations have garnered just millions of fans. And while he may have moved on from his Newgrounds days into more YouTube comedy, I think it would be a missed opportunity if he didn't appear in Friday Night Funkin' somehow. But that leaves us with one more character. A final character that you would never expect to be on this list. But here we are. And that final character is... a sock puppet! I'm just kidding. It's an imposter! I'm just kidding again. It's just a regular Among Us character. Yeah, no, for real. Just hear me out. So, you remember Henry Stickmin? Well, he's owned by a company called Innersloth. And Innersloth also made Among Us. Since Henry Stickmin has ties to Newgrounds, then Among Us technically could by association. Alright, but keep with me. Furthermore, Ninjamuffin has stated that if they love an indie game as much as they love Newgrounds, then that indie character could appear in FNF as a cameo, or something more. Among Us is considered an indie game, but that isn't even the main reason for this pick. The main reason is that this character can act as both an Among Us character and a mod character. See, the really popular FNF mod, Versus Imposter, which is based on Among Us, is also considered one, if not many people's favorite FNF mod. Additionally, Innersloth officially collaborated with the Versus Imposter mod. Therefore, I wouldn't rule out an Among Us character in FNF representing both personalities from Versus Imposter and the Among Us game. And I mean, just imagine the headline of Among Us officially crossing over with FNF. That's just free advertising, and it would appeal to the tens of millions of players that experienced the Among Us craze of 2020 and beyond. It's honestly a win-win package deal in my view, but out of all these picks, I gotta thank Avergoat for all his help. I'll be linking him in the pinned comment, so check him out, and you could also check out the best FNF content right up here. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to keep moving on!